yada yada. Anyways, but the point being is, I would be very very wary of anyone, male or female, that brings an overnight bag to the bar. So yeah. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to LR Mornings. And today you are with Kyle and
Nick. It's me.
Yay!
Nick.
Nick's back.
Nick's back.
Yeah. Nick is going to be here fairly often, as some of you know, and those of you that may have missed Monday's show. Jammer is no longer the primary co-host. He's still going to be around and doing things with me, especially the things me and him are very, very passionate about: Final Fantasy, JRPGs, anime, things like that. So, but Nick's going to be for the foreseeable future hanging around quite a bit with Brian, Christine, and I. So, yay! Oh God, Nick, what in? You used to say earlier, last year, that I was done talking about Spider-Man, and I am. Yeah. I'm not going to talk about a Spider-Man rumor right now. One that's basically been confirmed because of a tweet that was deleted. However, there have been cases of studios asking someone to take down a tweet that still didn't end up being true. So anyways, I want to know what in the world is going on with Warner Brothers and DC, dude. There's a lot to unpack here. First off, Nick, how do you, before we get into the nitty gritty, just knowing what you know about what Patty Jenkins recently said about her Wonder Woman versus Snyder's, some of the issues on set of the first film, that essentially the Wonder Woman movies are not prime DCEU because Snyder's Justice League is not prime DCEU, and he was basically allowed to do whatever for Amazon and Wonder Woman, regardless of what Patty was going to do, because the studio planned on Zack shadow directing, basically, it seemed, and the studio being very heavily involved in that first movie. She complained about it. Well, Wonder Woman 1 was written by God, who was it? Who wrote that first one? Do you remember? I'm trying to.
I don't think I ever knew who wrote the first one.
Quick.
I don't know who writes most superhero movies unless it's a writer-director.
I can't find it. But here's what I'm getting at. We know. So there's Wonder Woman drama. We heard that you know there's going to be these two Batman franchises, or at least multiple movies with the characters appearing in, including Michael Keaton's Batman, Batfleck, and what's his name? Robert Pattinson's the Batman. And apparently, somehow, in The Flash, it's going to end up where Batfleck is done, and the prime DC universe, or Earth 1, or whatever they end up fucking calling it when they figure out what it is that they're doing, Keaton will be, which got a lot of people excited about potential Batman Beyond. And then Wonder Woman's poor performance reception, knowing that Jenkins actually had more writing in that. how are you feeling about DC's future right now, Hal?
I don't really care. Like, as long as Marvel continues to be good, I'll watch the good DC movies and I won't watch the bad DC movies. Like, I hope they make good ones, but at this point, you can't tell at all. It doesn't matter who's involved, whether it's going to be good or not. Like, I thought definitely. This Wonder Woman movie would be pretty good, and I was pretty excited for it, because the first one was, like, pretty good, and it seemed like she was learning more about the genre. Patty Jenkins hadn't been offered even Thor 2 before that. But no, it wasn't. So I don't really care. I hope it gets better, but otherwise it won't. It doesn't ruin my day anymore. It used to ruin my day. I'd see Suicide Squad and I'd be so upset they ruined the characters. But now I'm just like, this is a version. Eventually we'll get a good version again. Maybe it will be with the Batman. You know,
I'm really
maybe Keaton
interested
will bring a
in
lot.
That. You know, I love Keaton.
You gotta do Batman Beyond, right? There's no other reason.
No other
I'd be down for a Batman Beyond trilogy and the Batman trilogy.
Yeah,
it would be different enough.
Like I've said before, now that they've already connected everything using the Flash, Ezra Miller's Flash from the movies, and Grant Gustin. I don't know how to. Ow! Sorry. His Flash from the CW. It's all connected. At any given time, any Earth is threatened. One of the Flashes, one of the speedsters, can run and gather a Justice League using heroes from multiple universes. To me, it still seems like chaos, though, because we got word that Snyder will not do any more movies going forward for the DCEU, he said. You said thank God? Yeah. And we know that Zack Snyder's Justice League is not canon. It's its own pocket universe. But that the regular Justice League...
the regular one isn't. Okay. I was like...
Is still part of Earth 1, the way I understand it.
Yeah, because they've been calling the Batman Earth 2 for like 2 days.
Yes. And the Joker is part of Earth 2
So wait. So the Joker's continuity with the Batman? No, the timing doesn't match up.
Based on I think it was Hamada that actually said. Let me see if I can.
Did you see the Hamada news in the last hour?
Yes.
Good, Hamada. We talk about that.
Way to break the fourth fucking wall.
I was gonna bring it up, but we weren't really gonna talk about it because
no. I saw
it like a minute before we did the show.
Hamada got
interesting.
Staying on at DC Films, and Ray Fisher definitely not happy about it, I guess. Haven't seen a response from him.
Well, one article pointed to him being it was the Variety article. It must mean he's leaving. And yeah, if he's being true to his word, but I don't know why at this point. If the things he said are true and he doesn't want to be treated that way again, then it sucks to have to step out of a dream role like that. But if he swore he's gonna get out, that's what sounds like better for him. He should leave, and someone like Marvel, or just Disney in general, he's gonna be in a Star Wars or a Marvel project almost immediately. Something like that. So it's not like it's the end of the world either. He may not be Cyborg, but he's gonna be in something huge and famous, and probably more famous than Cyborg because you'll be able to see most of his face in any other role that he gets. That's a weird choice about the Cyborg. I saw someone pointing out online. I was looking at pictures of different drawings of Cyborg, and it's usually he's more part human than just his head, in most iterations of him. Usually he's got his arm, shoulders and an arm or something, and just one I don't know when you look at drawings of him. But in the Snyder movies, he's entirely CGI mess except for less than half of his face. And even all the drawings, a third of his face is robotic. Even it's less of his face.
It was
it's
so terrible.
Yeah. Hopefully they fix that.
CGI.
They talk a lot about adding more spikes to fucking Steppenwolf, but hopefully they fix the cyborg design a slight bit too.
I made a joke once that back when Transformers, when we got our first look at the new back then new Transformers movies by Michael Bay's films,
Talking like 20
that
years
it
ago
looked
at this
like
point.
that it looked like a Megatron looked like a predator had made it with a toaster. And that child was born, and then another predator hooked up with that predator toaster, and that's how we got Megatron, because it was a ridiculous fucking look.
Yeah, but at least he didn't turn into a gun. Like
Yeah,
that doesn't make much sense as a big feature.
So at the end of the day, going back to the writing for Wonder Woman 84. Jenkins and Johns got the story by, as well as screenplay by, with Dave Callahan getting a screenplay by. However, it was a different, because there was all this drama about it. Let me see, who was the writer for the first one? Alan Heinberg, that's right.
I don't know who that
and
is.
story by.
I only know the big DC names. I don't know the other two
Right.
guys.
Right. So the first movie, written by Alan Heinberg, who, excuse me, is a big TV producer. Cat Hatch, Grey's Anatomy, Party of Fives, stuff like that. Writer. He's writing the Sandman, which is a DC Vertigo, isn't it? Vertigo?
Mm-hmm.
The Sandman? Yeah. So that series, he's writing that. All he really has done is write a lot of television, and then he wrote the screenplay and got the story by credit for Wonder Woman, and everybody seems to have really enjoyed the movie. I didn't care for it too bad. I think Shazam's the best DC EU film in my opinion.
Birds of Prey.
I haven't watched it yet. Still
It's good.
need to get around to
It's worth
watching
watching.
it. But 84, she stuck with Johns, and she got more writing freedom. She discusses not only that she had no input in what they did with Wonder Woman for BVS and Justice League. She said she tried to remember that Diana eventually makes it here, right?
Mm-hmm.
She let me see if I can find
sucks
that
to have to do. I mean, just like that's when you get into trouble. Like we discussed on my podcast about, like, you know, the typical thing about prequels is it's like, whoa, if they know how to use that power back then, like, then why the fuck wasn't she later flying when they fought Doomsday, you know, or Steppenwolf?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's to be expected with prequels and stuff, but like, whoa, look at the Jedi then versus now. But you know, it is like in the end, it is a continuity issue that just comes with the territory.
Well, that's what I'm getting
Even
at.
like
is
Captain
it just
Marvel and stuff just leads to more questions at points where you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, it seems so chaotic. Let me see if I can't find whether or not Hamada. Okay. This is from Hollywood Reporter a little bit ago. They had spoken with DC and Warner Brothers, and despite this, however, almost every superhero title published by DC took place on Earth 1. Sure, there were outliers. The 80s series All-Star Squadron and Infinity Inc. were running. Oh, that's talking about the comics. Okay, we already knew that.
I was like, wait.
Where is his quote on.
I've just seen other sites reference it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I just don't know. You would think Joker would be Earth, just any other fucking Earth. Like Marvel is a million universes, and the movie universe is one. I believe it's in. I mean, yeah, it is. It's a multiverse connected to the comics just as much as the comics are connected to any other multiverse.
Yeah,
I find. At least with Marvel's trying playing with that idea. Except they almost ruined it with the Mysterio joke that it was 616. Because they're like, wait, that's the main comics universe. But
yeah,
because you think the Joker would be different. At least they wouldn't admit it's the same Earth.
I can't.
If they were really thinking about it from a fan and not an executive's point of view.
That's
because
what
you're
saying.
like, wait, like so.
I don't think they have a. I don't. You keep Hamada on, which we've got allegations of I can't remember if he said Hamada himself misbehaved or if he was just part of the cover up cleanup crew. But
I read that Hamada wasn't even working there when Justice League was being made. Let me see if I can find that article.
There you go.
But he covered it up later.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know the origin of the complaint against him. I figured it was from the cover up stuff. That being said, he's back. He's staying on for a while. When it comes
he did
to
Aquaman and Shazam were his first two, so he was not there for any of the Justice League drama initially.
Yeah,
or the
Hamada,
reshoots.
there you go.
Yeah.
But somebody's got to take the blame and whatever. I don't know.
Fisher mostly blames the other two. He was just he made the quote about Hamada because the other two are already out.
Right.
So
what? I'm sorry. This episode's a little bit chaotic, ladies and gentlemen. My before we started recording, my son had a fit and has kind of thrown me off from what I originally had planned.
That's also my fault. It's been DC themed so far, so it's good.
Yeah, it's what looking at it, they need to come out, and Jammer always disagrees with me because he's always so content to just accept one thing at a time. Like, he can compartmentalize, which is great. I can't. So that sucks because I'm then one of those people that's left there like, oh, okay, why aren't you telling me A, B, C, and 1, 2, 3? Like, I need to know how many Earths do you guys have? Who's on what Earth? Like I need to know that. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel the same? Like, do you want to know how it's broken down officially?
They never had a plan going in.
That's what
it's like it doesn't matter unless you restart all of it right now, or now set your clear lines. Otherwise, everything that came before this is kind of like issue 0. It doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying.
Like Aquaman, I hear is a good solo movie. Wonder Woman, the first one's fine. Second one's not very good. Shazam's a good solo movie. Birds of Prey is a good solo movie. The Batman is going to benefit, I think, from not being tied into a bigger universe.
Right.
Joker is just a whole different genre. Joker is basically the Black Label or Vertigo imprint, where it's like, here's for not just adults who enjoy adult movies, but this is for real adult children. It's not even entertaining if you're a kid. Which I found Logan would be that way too. If you're a kid, Deadpool's fun, but Logan or the Joker is not fun if you're a kid. It's just boring.
I have a lot of unpopular opinions. One of which is that in general, DC movies suck. It is hard to find good ones, and it almost has become. And I'm talking post Dark Knight trilogy, DC film.
Okay, so
films.
it's like, what about all the great times?
Yeah, no,
Batman 1989.
Post.
The Dark Knight trilogy.
We're talking Man of Steel 4.
Green Lantern.
I used to revel in it. I used to laugh and be like, DC sucks. Look, this movie didn't make money. And then I grew up and was like, holy shit, there's like this whole group of people out there that are as passionate about DC characters as I am about Marvel characters.
You feel
and
bad
I
for
got
them.
my Avengers. The DC fans, I know some people say they liked the theatrical cut of Justice League, but I think they're liars. But now the fans are going to get the Zack Snyder version. I just DC. What do you guys do? We got it. Multiverse. Can you? I guess maybe it's all going to be explained in the Flash,
No.
if that ever actually gets made.
Here's my advice.
I still don't believe it.
X-Men it for like 5 more years. Kind of delete the multiverse while you're still making money off the Batman movies. Like delete what came before and then just reboot all of it together again. What basically Marvel's gonna take a few years off, only because they have other properties, and then they're just gonna reboot everything. I think the perfect way to do that is to have just a solo Batman trilogy like the Dark Knight or whatever. Mm-hmm. That way people get some DC content, maybe do TV shows, and then reboot it.
Is it not insane that you're right, the idea of a Batman with Pattinson as a trilogy, Warner Brothers has definitely got that in their minds. I have no doubt.
I'm sure it's expensive as shit, but it looks like it could be done cheaper than the scale of Nolan's. Like, you don't have to spend a lot on a Batman or Gotham TV show, which they're also doing.
Yes, they are, and those will be connected.
Which is the key this time.
Yeah. I just find it so funny that Batman can still draw regardless of how many good or bad films that he's been in, but we still don't have another shot at Green Lantern. We don't have
there's no Man of Steel 2. That should be a no-brainer. That will make money.
There's a lot of DC properties, and even looking at what they got coming up, it's still not expanding very much. We've got an Aquaman 2. We've got the Zack Snyder Justice League. We've got
an Aquaman spinoff, The Trench.
I don't know if The Trench is going to happen yet or not.
Well, you got the Suicide Squad and a prequel TV show, all from James Gunn, who has a pretty good track record.
Yes, you do have that.
Excellent track
and
record.
I'm excited about James Gunn's Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad. I asked this, I think almost 2 years ago, on a episode of Los Fanboys. I'm gonna ask it one more time. Nick, do you believe that we're about to see a lot of movies from DC starting with the word "the"?
I think it's a coincidence. I mean, it's not a coincidence, but they're both. The minute The Dark Knight came out, I'm like, the next time they have Batman in a title and not Dark Knight, it should be called The Batman. Like, because that line, I mean, you see it there's been a TV show called it before, an animated one. It's always, they say that a lot in the movies. They're not like, and even the first Batman movie, they're not, whatever the reporter is not asking, who is Batman? He's like, who is the Batman? And Cillian Murphy's one of his best lines is like, it's him. It's the Batman. So I've always liked that title. I think The Suicide Squad is a way to signify it's a soft reboot, sequel, something.
Yeah, definitely.
It'd be great though if they killed off Will Smith brutally. And Will Smith is in on it. Like, because he's a cool guy. I mean, he could be a cool actor and like jokes like that. And giant actors doing tiny cameos in movies these days. He should be like killed in the opening credits of the Suicide Squad, just to like reference the fun that James Gunn likes to have with movies and kind of how, I don't know, Will Smith seems into it. You got Brad Pitt dying in a superhero film that he's in for like 5 seconds, so make it happen.
Yeah. Anything can happen. I'm hoping for the best for DC fans out there, guys. There's a lot of stuff going on. The Batman Beyond thing, I really dig that idea. I like Boss Logic's poster. Did you see it? His tweet.
Yeah, doesn't it have Henry Cavill on it too? Because obviously Superman would be the same age. Look like, and it would be the same universe.
No, I think it's just
one of his posters. I think because he hasn't cast Terry McGinnis, I don't think on it.
Yeah,
it has Superman
no, it was
and Michael Keaton. So it's Henry Cavill and Michael Keaton. You're like, since the connected universe, Henry Cavill could be the exact same look, maybe a little bit of gray hair, and it would be so cool to see him and Keaton interact. Oh my god.
Well, are you excited for Wonder Woman 3?
Only if they call it WW3. It's the same way you would write, like with the I.
Ooh, and you do the double entendre where it deals with World War III set in contemporary time.
Well, I mean, every Bond movie is about preventing World War III. A lot of superhero movies are about preventing nuclear annihilation. So, I guess Wonder Woman 2 already did the nuclear annihilation thing. But
yeah, kind of, sort of. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, you could make it. I mean, you don't have to make it about the next war. You could just that's a Bond or Mission Impossible movie. Hooray! You just saved the world from World War III. If anything, it would be set in the 90s, then not modern day, because every 90s action movie is about.
No,
that.
I think I could be wrong, but I think Jenkins even said at one point that she would like, if at that point she was using the word if she did another one, she would want it to be contemporary or modern, but then modern to what Earth? So, anyways,
and I guess unless the whole universe is set in the future, Batman Beyond would just be with to nowadays Batman. Batman's technology would look like today.
Yeah,
because I know didn't the show have like flying cars for everyone and shit? Like it was like the future. This would just be like Batman Beyond is a flying car, but no one else does.
Let me see here. Batman.
It's. I mean, we can all look it up. It's HBO Max now has every episode of Batman Beyond streaming.
Yeah, they had some flying car stuff.
Because that was supposed to be futuristic, but it was still too futuristic when I was watching it as a kid to remain futuristic in 2021.
Police flying around with jet spaceships, basically. Yeah, you would have to change it up a bit, but I didn't care. I'm not a Batman fan. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know that yet. Feel
Just
free
told
to
me you're not Batman.
Smash that dislike button. Thank you, Simon Whistler. I didn't watch Batman Beyond though.
I just watched what was on
do you really
Saturday
need
morning.
the future? Do you need the futuristic tech, or is it?
It wouldn't be the same thing, but you could twist it. Obviously, he'd need futuristic tech, but the idea is when you're reading Batman in the '80s, it's tech the cops have now, but the tech the cops didn't have back then.
Right.
Like he has a tank. He has like infrared shit, like stuff Gordon wouldn't have. So in order to update to today, stuff that Gordon wouldn't have would be like flying car, like all sorts of stuff and that would make it Beyond and then still allow him to be in the same time period as Wonder Woman and stuff and be part of their Justice League without being Bruce Wayne. It would still be Batman Beyond.
Well, we'll see what happens. I am just even though I'm not a huge fan, I want to know what the plan is. I want to know what you guys got cooking, and that way I can relay that information to all of my and our lovely readers and listeners. So yeah, come on, Warner Brothers, let us know something.
Everything.
How do you feel about Hamada staying on? Does that bug you, or you don't care?
I mean, if he really is that bad a guy as Ray Fisher thinks he is, and everyone's a little, no one can really tell how. I don't know. Everyone exaggerates a little bit. Everyone has their own opinions about stuff. So I don't know if he really is that bad of a guy objectively. Then I'm not happy he's still there. But I don't know anything. He hasn't made DC that much better, and he hasn't fucked it more. So like whatever. He's still not who DC needs.
What's crazy is when you dig into more of the interview with Gadot, when she really talks about like the writers and how much more freedom she had with Wonder Woman 84, scares the fuck out of me. Because it's like the movie everyone loved, the studio, apparently was heavily, heavy-handed. Snyder was on set. She got some things, but not everything. But in Wonder Woman 84, it seems like she got what she wanted. She was even at one point, I can't quote, I got to paraphrase here. She said, they wanted, they were talking about the picture of Wonder Woman with the severed heads. And that's because they were going to have the movie start during the Crimean War. And that
was Zack Snyder's idea. That picture that came out today.
Yes,
Zack Snyder
that's
had
what
that.
I'm saying.
Well, that's too hard to unpack that shit because now he said that's a different world's Wonder Woman, a different
exactly.
And I'm like, what the fuck, man?
Yes.
What are you? We barely have to deal with. We already can't deal with your universe and what happened because of it. You're saying, but that what that means though, I think, why the only reason that's important is it saying that movie was about preventing. That movie was basically Endgame, the second part. I think. It was preventing the future that the Flash showed Batman would have been Justice League Part 2. Because I remember him saying, or Kevin Smith knowing that the end of Justice League 1, when it was Part 1 and Part 2, who knows what it is now, was Darkseid killing Lois Lane in the Batcave, having used Cyborg to warp there, because Cyborg's related to Mother Cubes. And Superman seeing that in the second movie basically opening with Superman ruling the Earth and Batman in future world. But then the idea would be to prevent that from happening via Endgame with the Flash.
Yeah.
Which would have been sweet, but he fucked it up already. Now he's spending $70 million to shoot 2 new scenes, one of which is just to add the Joker for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Just so he can, because neither of them will have a job in DC after that. Him or Jared Leto.
He's doing it because he feels
it's my last crack.
Leto got gypped in Suicide Squad, but anyway, he's I'm done talking about Warner Brothers. I'm hoping for the best, but it seems really sloppy and confusing right now. They need a Feige. I don't know if Hamada's their Feige or not, but
fuck, Kathleen Kennedy would do. She's better than. What the fuck? Star Wars is in much better shape than DC right now.
Yeah.
At least Star Wars is canonical without having... They haven't even introduced the idea of a multiverse yet, and it already doesn't make sense. It's not like the multiverse spun it apart. It's like, it already doesn't work.
Yeah. I think the DCEU as is right now, worse off than oh crap! What was I gonna say? The X-Men franchise.
Oh yeah, no, this is a bigger mess. I think this will result in more good films though than X-Men. Because really, I could just do. I'll take Logan and dump the rest. Honestly, I already like.
We'll see.
I hope I like the Batman and I like Birds of Prey. I'd like to keep both of those. I think.
Alrighty then. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening today, especially since it was kind of hectic and chaotic. Sorry. Please check out our website, LRMonline.com. Every day, all your entertainment news. We've got a great YouTube channel. Hundreds and hundreds of celebrity interviews, podcasts, everything that you could want is there, as well as our LRM online podcast network, available everywhere you get podcasts from, essentially. I don't think there's anything we're not on. Yeah, subscribe, please. Hit the notification follow button so you can be alerted when new content comes up. And Nick, plug some stuff, please.
I'm at Geeky Nick Doll on Twitter, and I'm on Break Geek Radio, the podcast. And Kyle and I will venture into new territory this coming Monday, when we are our first episode of Marvel Multiverse Mondays, where we will start with the history of ourselves and such, and then we'll be doing each weekly episode of each Disney Plus show, from Marvel, and the movies. And we'll be starting with 9 straight weeks of WandaVision, I believe we calculated. Woo! And then going straight into Falcon and the Winter Soldier with no break. So yay!
There you go. Alrighty then. And you guys can find me at that Kyle Malone on Twitter and Facebook, at that one, the number one, at that one Kyle Malone on Instagram. No mercy this week, ladies and gentlemen. Thursday on the YouTube channel and the LRM Online Podcast Network. No Mercy LRM's No Mercy podcast will be covering the first 3 episodes of Cobra Kai Season 3. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you tune in again. We'll see you tomorrow.